Thinking about moving to the Phoenix area, you have probably heard all kinds of stories. It's unbearable in the summer, or there is nothing but sand and cactus out there. Well, let me tell you, not everything you hear about living in Phoenix is true. I have lived here for over 20 years, and I am here to bust some of the lies about moving to the Phoenix area. Whether you're thinking about relocating for work, retirement, or just a fresh start, stick around because I promise, by the end of this video, you are going to see Phoenix in a whole new light. And if you have heard any wild myths about living in Phoenix, post them in the comments down below. Maybe I'll make another video about it. Okay, so let's tackle the elephant in the room. It is always hot in Phoenix. Yes, Phoenix is known for its brutal summers. From June to September, even sometimes October, we are talking triple-digit temperatures. There's no sugarcoating that. And when I say triple digits, I don't mean just over 100 degrees. We can see stretches of 110 degrees plus day after day after day. It can be brutal. But here's what people don't realize. The rest of the year is absolutely gorgeous. I'm talking about late October through April, sometimes even May. When the rest of the country is all bundled up, we're outside enjoying 70 and 80 degree weather. It is prime time for golfing, hiking, and just being outside. Imagine hosting a backyard barbecue in January without needing a jacket. That is everyday life here. And for those few months that it does hit really hard, most homes and public spaces are built to handle it. Plus, weekend getaways to places like Sedona, Flagstaff, and Prescott are just a couple hours away. So you don't have to suffer through the heat if you don't want to. And here's another little tidbit that most people don't talk about when it comes to the weather. During our winter, which is really just December and January, we can hit a short stretch where we can see freezing or below freezing temperatures at night. This is something that many don't anticipate when they come to visit. So I often hear people tell me when they've visited in the past that during that time of year, they got really cold here and they were really surprised. Now, my detective deduction about this is because that no one expects it to ever get that cold here, but it does. And if you plan to move here, don't get rid of all your jackets. You might just need one or two. Now, a lot of people think that Phoenix is just endless desert, and there's not much to do here. Now, let me stop you right there. This city is full of life and adventure. First off, outdoor lovers are in heaven here. You've got miles of hiking trails. Camelback Mountain, Piastoa Peak, South Mountain, and the Gateway Trailhead are just a few must visits for killer views and amazing workouts. If you're not into hiking, no problem. Phoenix is home to some world-class golf courses. Now, the TPC Scottsdale hosts the Waste Management Phoenix Open every year. And if you're in Scottsdale, you have over 250 courses in the area and over 50 in the city of Scottsdale. And if you're more into the arts and culture, we've got the Phoenix Art Museum, the Heard Museum, and the Musical Instrument Museum, just to name a few, and there are many more. And if you're looking for live music, a comedy show, or major concerts, we have all of that right here too. Sports fans are also covered here. The Suns, the Cardinals, and the Diamondbacks, they keep the sports scene alive all year long here. And let's not forget about Major League Baseball spring training, which happens all across the valley. If you love baseball, there is nothing better than catching a preseason game during some of our most amazing weather. Now, we did lose the Coyotes hockey team last year, which was a really big bummer, but we still have all the other sports, as well as some pretty big college games too. And if you're a foodie, you are in luck here as well. The number of restaurants that you have to choose from here is huge, and they will not disappoint. So if you think there's nothing to do in Phoenix, I challenge you to spend a weekend here and not find something that you love. Now let's talk about a newer, big misconception. The Phoenix area is super affordable. I'll be honest, it used to be. A few years ago, the Phoenix area was known as being a pretty affordable place to live, and it would attract people from places like California, Chicago, and New York because of that affordability. But that has changed fast. With all the growth and demand, home prices have shot up really quickly, especially in areas like Scottsdale, Arcadia, and Paradise Valley. These neighborhoods are highly sought after for their luxury homes, amenities, and proximity to great restaurants, shopping, and great schools. Now, this doesn't mean that Phoenix is as expensive as LA, San Francisco, or New York, but the days of finding a cheap dream home here, well, they're gone. Now, you do get more for your money as compared to some of those other big cities, but you still need to come prepared, especially if you're looking for a luxury property or a home in a prime location. Now, we still do have some areas of the valley that are more affordable than others, but it will all come down to where you want to live and your price point. So Phoneix is in the desert. There's no surprise there. But here's what shocks people when they visit. It's actually pretty green here. And in some parts of the valley, I actually describe the vegetation as lush. This is all thanks to smart water management and irrigation. And because of this, there are plenty of lush, beautiful spaces all around the valley. If you take a look through neighborhoods like McDowell Mountain Ranch, DC Ranch, and Silverleaf, you will see tree-lined streets, grassy parks, and beautifully landscaped backyards. And those McDowell Mountains in that area can get very green after a rain. And our golf courses are stunning too. Places like True North and Greyhawk have perfectly maintained greens with breathtaking desert backdrops. Now, you will still see plenty of desert plants and cactus, but that's part of the beauty of living here. The blend of desert landscapes with that vibrant greenery gives Phoneix a unique charm that you just don't find anywhere else. Now, while people are driving around, I will often get asked about the trees and the shrubbery here because they are often surprised at how much is here. Almost all of the trees and shrubs that you will see here are indigenous to this area, so they grow here naturally. Things like the Palo Verde trees, mesquite trees, ocotillo, and the bougainvillea, not to mention the saguaros and the prickly pear cactus. Now, this one makes me laugh every time I hear it. You'll get used to the heat. You don't need an air conditioner. Let me set the record straight. You absolutely need air conditioning when you live here. You need it in your house, and you need it in your car. The heat we have is not really the getting used to it kind of heat. We're talking 110-degree days for weeks at a time in the summertime. Air conditioning isn't a luxury. It is a necessity, not only for your comfort, but also for your health. The good news is that Phoneix homes are built for this climate. Almost every building, home, and even car is designed to keep you cool. And let's be honest, after you've been out in that heat, there's nothing better than stepping inside to a cool building. Now, in reality, I don't hear that many people say that you don't need air conditioning, although I have heard it a couple times. But I do hear people say often that you will get used to it. And you don't get used to it, but you do get used to living in it, meaning you learn how to live in it, just like you learn how to live in a snowy place. Now, believe it or not, Phoneix does get rain. And when we get it, it can be kind of wild. We have a monsoon season from about June to September. When it hits, it can bring dramatic thunderstorms, heavy rains, and those giant dust storms that you might have seen on TV or in a YouTube video. You know, the ones called haboobs. Now, these storms can lead to some flash flooding and an incredible lightning show. They are usually pretty short-lived, but very intense. And they bring the much-needed moisture and slight cool-off to the desert in the summertime. And while we're talking about rain, every once in a while, we can have a rainy winter. Now, it is not months on end by any means, but we can see a couple 3 days of back-to-back rain, and that's a lot for us. So while Phoneix is mostly sunny all year long, you need to be ready for some wild weather surprises during monsoon season and some possible rain in the wintertime. When some people think about Phoneix, all they think about is a sea of beige stucco homes and cactus-filled yards. And that couldn't be farther from the truth. Phoneix is actually incredibly diverse, both in style and feeling. Downtown Phoneix has a cool urban vibe with a growing art scene, trendy coffee shops, modern condos, and the historic district. Scottsdale is known for its upscale shopping and dining, and luxury homes, as well as amazing golf courses. Peoria and Gilbert are more suburban, offering family-friendly neighborhoods with parks, great schools, and a strong sense of community. Cave Creek and Carefree offer a quiet atmosphere, a Western feel, and a bit of an eclectic artistic vibe. And then you've got places like Arcadia and Paradise Valley. These are known for stunning luxury homes, lush landscaping, and breathtaking views of Camelback Mountain. No matter what lifestyle you're after, urban, suburban, luxury, or family-focused, there is a spot in Phoneix that is perfect for you. Now, if you're wanting to know what some of those top neighborhoods in Phoneix are, you're gonna want to watch this video. As always, I thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.